What up, guys? Mike G with MDG Collections on hand. Today, February 20th, 2018. Ladies and gentlemen, I bring you back to the area in Canada. I just want to let you guys know, most guys go to Mexico. I live in New York City, so Canada is a lot closer to me than Mexico is, so I'm in Canada, all right, not Mexico. On these undisclosed locations in Canada where I usually frequently do most of my videos, we're here back once again where it all went down yesterday, all right, and you guys wanted to know if I crashed. I'm going to tell you right now. So this road is iconic for me, all right? It's, as you can see, it's a long stretch. I'm midways on this road now, on this service road, and it goes way back. If you can see in my mirror right here, it goes way back. I've started some of my 0 to 60s way back there where that white van is approaching us right now, all right? And I don't even have to be all the way back there. I can be right here because there's enough stretch in front of me that I can do a 0 to 60 and safely brake in time before I have to approach someone. What I usually do is I wait until the coast is clear. I wait until that light is green like it is now, and how that vehicle just made a left before I even start anything. And as you can see, I got a great window of just nothing coming. Nothing's coming. Absolutely nothing is coming for a while. All right, this car that's coming now, it'll probably, all right, it's still approaching. Most of the time they just jump right on the highway, all right, but a lot of times they won't, all right, and they will just keep going straight. What I'm doing is making sure before I do anything, this road is clear. I usually have a good, I would say 40 to 50 seconds of just clearance before anything shows up. So what I'm going to do is get out of the car and show you guys exactly what happened. Starting from here, I launched the car, all right, and I pretty much started to fishtail, all right, when I got, I would say, midways where that tree is right there. And then I went back like this, and I could have just braked, but I said, you know what, nothing's coming. I was scanning the situation. I looked in my mirror, my rearview mirror. I looked at my side mirrors on both. I saw nothing was in front of me. So I said, let me just step on the accelerator just to give you guys that test and stay on it without coming off of it and just see what happens. And I eventually ended up fishtailing further up. I'll show you guys exactly where I fishtailed at. So let's go up here now. Let's get out of the car. Also, the good thing about these cars, you can lock, for people that don't have the car, you can lock your car while the car is running. And that's a great thing about these cars. People that have the car may already know about that, but people that don't have the car, just so you know, if your car is running, your key is on you like this, you can just lock your car with your key still on your person. All right, so here's where my tires and everything ended up. Here's my tire skid marks, and the curb, I already tested this curb to make sure it was low enough before I did these videos in the past. I checked to make sure that this curb, my actual front, the lip of my car would clear this curb, and it does. I'll show you that in a minute. So God forbid if I ever did lose control, I would not take my front bumper off, and I didn't. So my bumper is clearly high enough to clear this curb, and this is what happened. These are my tires. This is my passenger tire right here, and that's my driver side tire right there. And I was facing these guys right here in Canada, but it didn't even make a loud noise, so no one looked over. That's just to show you how I didn't make a bang. My front bumper did not bang on the cement. All right, it just basically cleared it, and I just rolled up because I was already slamming on brakes, so I just slightly rolled up a little bit. But I dropped my phone because basically it was a point where I needed to be concentrating and not holding the phone. So I dropped my phone, and as I was braking, facing this way, I just slightly rolled up on the curb just a little bit. It looks bad, but it wasn't, guys. So that's pretty much it. The car is back here locked with my lights on, front and back, and I'll show you guys right now how low this curb is. This curb is super low. It's like extremely low, as you can see. This curb is probably maybe 2 inches off the ground. So here's the front of my car right here. Washed the car up earlier today, and Front of the car is perfect, nothing happened to it. And I'll show you guys how high. As you can see, there's the curb right there. Let me just show you how my front clears it. Alright, so I just put my tire on the actual curb so you guys can see. I have about that much clearance. Alright, so here's the bottom part of my car, and I have that much clearance. So all the way down to here is the clearance that I have. So moral of the story is, before I do anything on any road, anybody that knows me, when we went to the psych ward out in Brentwood, ask any of the guys. I walked that whole stretch. That was a new road that I've never seen before, that I've never been on before. I walked that whole stretch, me and one of the guys, and I watched and looked for every single pothole, indention in the road before we all were just flying on that road. For my own knowledge and just caution, and for everyone else to tell people, there was a couple of big rocks. We moved them out of the way. That was a road I've never been on before. So any road I do anything on, if we go anywhere, or if I'm doing a test for you guys, I make sure I map the whole entire street to make sure if there's potholes, nails in the road, how high the curb is, will my front bumper clear it, just in case when I'm doing these tests for you guys for video purposes, all right, and just to put this car to the test to show you how they perform in every type of weather condition. I want to make sure there's no cars around, no parked cars, no trees, and I know exactly how high the curb is, so just in case if I was to roll up on the curb, that would happen. So I've already done those tests here, so God forbid something like that happen, I'd be okay. But that's pretty much it, guys. that's the real deal of what happened. You guys saw it. Like I said, overall, I could have just braked. I could have braked, but I said, you know what, nothing's coming. Let me just stay on the accelerator. Once I felt the fishtail once, I could have just braked, but I stayed on it. And let me tell you something. When you saw that speedometer get up to 100 miles per hour, my wife asked me, how'd you get up to that speed? I said, because that's how much power the car is providing, but you're not going anywhere. You're technically up at 100 miles per hour, but you're spinning, so you're going nowhere at 100 miles per hour. That's pretty much the power that these cars have. And power is an understatement. These cars have great force. I mean, they have great force. I mean, how much velocity at 4,500 pounds these cars produce, and it's just like something. It's like a missile. It's like a missile that takes off from a testing site, and it's just not. There's no taking it back. There's no keeping it from taking off. It's gone. Once you press that red button, it's gone. And these cars will get up and get away from you in a big damn hurry. So that's pretty much it, guys. In a nutshell, that's what happened. Guys, once again, thank you for getting me to 1K. It just fuels me to want to keep producing great content for you guys, and I will. So until next time, ladies and gentlemen, that's going to be a wrap.